John Schaefer. Former President Trump back on the campaign trail with rallies in New Hampshire and South Carolina.
The rallies are actually bigger than they've ever been because there's a spirit like we've never seen before. And it's
Paul Kittner died
been
today.
unequaled ever in the history of our country, and it's more spirit now than we had at any
Good morning,
time.
everybody.
And that includes 2020 and even 2016.
It's been over 5 months since the Pearl River crested and Jackson, Mississippi's water system failed. Now crews are working to replace the pipe system, but families and businesses there say they're prepared to go without water periodically for up to the next 10 years. Cities across the country are replacing their fragile water pipe systems. Besides Jackson, there's Flint, Michigan, Baltimore, Maryland, and Houston, Texas. The systems are replaced section by section, but these years-long projects can cause water main breaks as pressure builds up in other parts where old pipes haven't been replaced yet. This is USA News.
Nothing fights the winter blues like a delicious and satisfying meal. Luckily, Omaha Steaks makes it easy to start the year right and keep that warm and cozy feeling going all winter long. Right now is the perfect time to stock up and fill your freezer with flavor.
Do
Go
my
to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $30 off your order. Save on perfectly portioned favorites, easy meals, and so much more with Omaha Steaks Freezer Filler Sale. That's $30 off an endless variety of gourmet choices from incredible steaks, premium chicken, delicious pork to seafood. There's something for everyone, and every bite is backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. Visit omahasteaks.com today. Enter TREAT at checkout to get $30 off your order. Order with complete confidence today, knowing you're
I guess we have to talk about the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Use promo code TREAT at checkout.
I guess so.
Who do you want to win?
I don't care.
Is it time for artificial intelligence?
I don't care if any of them win.
I hate Philadelphia, so I don't want to see Philadelphia win at all.
I don't care about any of them.
Artificial intelligence passed the MBA exam. White paper published by the
Who's left? San Francisco, Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Bengals.
Students could use
Nice to see the Bengals win.
classes and exams to get their MBAs without
Yeah.
actually knowing.
Bills root for the
I
Bengals.
kind of wanted the Bills to win.
Also been given in past
Honestly.
bar exam,
Yeah.
and has written
I wanted
business
Dallas to
papers
win.
and scripts for
I wanted.
television.
I don't care about Dallas. I wanted the Bills to win, and they didn't. They didn't beat the Bengals, so. Now I don't really care who wins. I really just don't.
Emergency phone number or 911 silently.
All right, I gotta.
Drawing any attention to yourself.
When you, I'll put up that read when you're ready. All right.
Yeah. I'll do my thing first.
Okay.
Flash or make a countdown when calling 911.
Might have to do a
Emergency SOS
mini
service
movie review
also
to get my
been
point
tweaked.
across.
Has also the emergency SOS
spoiler free,
service
of course.
Has also been tweaked to reduce the chance of
Was it a
accidental
movie that just
triggering.
came out, or has it been out a while?
Virginia
It's been
trucker
2009.
Paul
Yeah,
Whalen
well.
is on the
I'm
road
not
with
spoiling the
his
film.
coffee like
No.
pick up a lottery
People might want to
ticket.
go see the film.
Oh,
He paid the
After
extra
I talk
dollar
about
on
it.
his ticket
You mean,
to
oh,
that
watch it on
power
TV,
play.
you mean?
Yeah,
So his
yeah, watch it on TV, yeah.
$50,000 win
Yeah.
turned into
Or go buy the
$150,000.
DVD somewhere.
yeah.
I'm Corey
I'm not gonna. I don't do that. I don't spoil
Have you ever
movies.
picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then
No matter how long they've been out
it's
for.
not very absorbent? That's why My Pillow has developed
I mean, I wouldn't,
towels that work. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand
I
towels,
wouldn't,
and 2 washcloths. Now you can receive a 6-piece set for only
spoil
$5.98
Casablanca
with promo
for
code
anybody.
USA.
Casablanca's been out for decades.
Click on the radio listener special and enter promo code
If I went to go see Casablanca and talked about it on the radio, I would not spoil it for anybody.
USA.
Even though that movie has been out for decades. And decades. Alright.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host.
You just don't do that.
Express the views of
You just don't
WBF
spoil
ownership
stuff for people.
or Hometown Talk Radio. Content
It's
and
not a
all
good thing
programs
to
are
do.
those of the host and their guests.
Alright. 270. Enter. Got it. I mean, you could give like a synopsis of the film. Like a little. Some of the important things. Not, downright spoiling the film.
With your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news.
Okay, let me see.
Here on
Hang
AM
on.
1530 WBBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
There we go. Yikes. And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. It is the 29th of January 2023. I'm Joey Driscoll. I'm joined as always by... Say something.
Oh, isn't that your job to introduce your guest or your
I don't
co-host?
know. I wanted you to do it today.
Hi, I'm Don.
I wanted Don to do that today.
Well,
I don't know why, but I just wanted him to do it.
Guess what I got in my hand, Joey?
What is it?
It's the Providence Stone Line schedule. I picked it up on
interesting.
Wednesday, and it says Pawtucket Central Falls here, Zone 8.
Yeah.
So it's a Zone 8. Zone 9 is Providence. Zone 9 is TF Green, and Zone 10 is Whitford Junction. So I'm looking at it. This is history right here in my hand.
You said it's been, 40 years, something like that?
1981 or 82, they had commuter rail service. The station, we talked last week about the old Pawtucket station, and it closed in 1959, the concourse, or the station itself. But the ramps, not the ramps, but the platforms were left open for commuter service. But they took commuter service out. But it's funny too. That I called it on Thursday on Middleboro Matters, and it's just for the first time being echoed across South Station, the announcements of, because when they call the trains, they name all the stations. They start from Back Bay and on, and the echo of Pawtucket Central Falls is echoing through the chambers of South Station.
That's
which
good.
is technically history. It's history, and it's pretty excited about it. Maybe we'll take a ride later on and take a look-see, see what everything looks like. So I do have the schedule.
And
I don't have the schedule.
And later on, we'll be talking about another pretty historic thing as well, regards to transportation. I'm going to leave
years and years in the making.
I'm going to leave people hanging here.
No.
We'll talk about that later.
Well, you got the skinny on that. You did all the research on that. I've been following this project for 15 years, and boy, what a snail pace it took. But it's finally done.
Yeah. Okay. We are going to start with our weather, and then we are going to do a music recommendation. Me and Don have some pretty interesting things to talk about with our music recommendations. But let's get to the weather first. In Middleboro, it is 32 degrees. And when the sun comes up, because the sun is not up yet, it will be hopefully sunny out. 52 degrees today, a cloudy sky day today, 52 tomorrow, and 38 on Tuesday. Pretty cold. We may, by the end of the week, be seeing lows in the negatives. It's going to be very cold. Friday going into Saturday. Saturday's high is only going to be Tom Brady degrees. I say Tom Brady degrees. Number 12. It'll be 12 degrees on Saturday, which is interesting. But we will get to that when we get to that. This week is also pretty important as well. We see a couple of different milestones with the timing as well. I believe this week is the first sunrise before 7, and this week as well is the first sunset after 5 o'clock. So this week we'll see a couple of different milestones with that as we approach February. I'm starting to notice it's getting lighter earlier and it's getting darker later. I'm starting to really notice that now.
I'm noticing that too, because I deliver heating oil, and I've noticed it because we've been really busy the last few days, which is good because the roads are clear, so you can pump out some work. You can get some stops done without the snow and all the ice, and I mean you can get ahead, which is good because it's going to be Tom Brady 12 degrees next week, which is good. So you got to jump on it, especially when people need heating oil to survive. it's good that you're on top of it. You're not behind the 8 ball when it comes to because the sloppy weather out there, driving conditions can really slow your progress down. But it's good that the weather's been good and you can just truck right along to 5 o'clock and don't have to be fumbling around in the dark as much.
I gotta get my Tom Brady references in because he's a free agent again.
Was there rumors that he's coming to the Patriots?
Always a possibility. I mean, there's not many rumors, but they're out there. The rumors are out there. I do doubt it.
I don't think.
Me personally, I think he's going to Miami.
I'm probably gonna lynched and looted and tied and feathered when I leave the radio station, but I don't think the Patriots deserve Tom Brady. That's just my opinion.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, if Tom Brady wanted to come back, I would.
I think they would have treated him better prior. He never would have sought out Tampa Bay if he wasn't being traded.
I think that was definitely one of the issues.
It was money too. I mean, he was one of the most qualified quarterbacks out there in history, and he wasn't getting paid what he normally should be getting paid.
Yeah.
My brother, skinny. He knows all about that. You know what I mean? He used to like Belichick too, but he's not really too happy with Belichick lately.
Yeah,
so.
the Patriots. A lot of people are not happy with Belichick.
You know what? I always respect Bill Belichick.
I respect him too.
He makes his decisions. That's his decision. It's his football club. And that's just how it is.
With the offense this year, that was his decision, and sometimes your decision, your judgment, it doesn't go right.
Right.
And you have to make changes, and that's what the Patriots did
but
this past week with
one of
the hiring of Bill.
Probably one of the best NFL coaches ever, in my opinion.
And now they have a very good offensive coach in Bill O'Brien now that the team could really soak up the information that he can give. Bill O'Brien is a fantastic offensive coach, so it's going to be
Talk
very
about
good.
Getting sidetracked. We started with the weather. We said, because there's the Tom Brady 12 degrees.
Tom Brady 12 degrees.
Yeah,
I mean,
the left field. Okay.
Again, real quick to wrap that up. Possibility he comes here, but possibility is probably less than 50%.
49ers. My buddy Bill says that maybe he'd be going to 49ers. But if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, then obviously they don't need him because the quarterback did the job.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there are some people even say that he might go to Pittsburgh. I mean, that's what I heard that a couple of different times. I don't know why.
He wants to get one more Super Bowl before he retires, and he's got a year or two to do it.
I don't know why, but that's one of the teams I heard is Pittsburgh for some reason. I don't know. But I mean, you're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear a lot of different teams, not just Is
he going to Cleveland too?
I'm sure the Cleveland fans probably want that.
Every fan in every NFL franchise would want him.
Period. But looking at the serious contenders, I think the 49ers are a serious contender. The Raiders are a serious contender, and of course the Dolphins are a serious contender, and a little bit less so. But I think they're still in the running, is the Patriots. I think they are in the running. I mean, I don't know where I would put them in the rankings. I think number one is obviously the Dolphins. I think they are probably the front runners to get Brady. But anyway, we'll talk about that some other time. It's still January. We still have the Super Bowl to get to. Tom Brady is probably somewhere vacationing. Not even thinking about football right now.
He's probably scuba diving in Costa Rica.
Exactly. He's not even thinking about football right now. So we're not going to know anything about that for a very long time.
Right.
So it's probably not really worth too much talking about it right now. But just something I wanted to get out there that there's talk about many different teams getting Tom Brady. But anyway,
talk of the weather.
Weather time. Let's get back to the weather. Taunton. 31 degrees. It says it's foggy outside. I do not believe that. Looking at the weather page here, it says it's foggy outside. I don't believe that. It's not. 31 degrees currently. 52 today. A high of 51 tomorrow. No rain in the forecast all week, which is a great thing. Bristol, North Dakota. You ready for this, Don? You ready for this temperature?
Oh, God.
Negative 16.
Yikes.
Dawn is over there very horrified. 16 degrees negative. Clear with periodic clouds outside. -1 today, so it's not even going to get into the positives. So very cold. -19 tonight. 2 degrees tomorrow. And we're going to finally see warmer weather next weekend.
Why not we? You can't say we're going to today.
They, sorry.
It's not us.
They are. In Driscoll, North Dakota.
Not we.
Yes.
We're 52 degrees today. We're not -2.
Well, I mean, next weekend we're gonna see some similar cold, but not as
negative
16, not as -16, but
pretty negative over
pretty
there.
cold, pretty cold
What's
for
with the, you know?
for Massachusetts as well this upcoming weekend.
Moriarty, what's with the negative waves, Moriarty? What's with the negative waves?
One more we gotta get to is Driscoll, Texas, 67 degrees. And 84 today for the high, 59 for the low, 66 tomorrow, and rain in the forecast. So that is our weather for today.
Wouldn't it be fun to airdrop 50 people from Driscoll, North Dakota, and just drop them in Driscoll, Texas, and take 50 people from Driscoll, Texas, and drop them and let them live a week and see if they'd want to go back to maybe the people in Driscoll, North Dakota would want to stay in Texas, and then. I know most of the people, unless 1 or 2 people like the cold, but that'd be a good ideal reality show, huh?
Yeah, and I know we've talked about this before. But,
talk about extremes.
Yeah,
2 times.
Exactly. And I know we've talked about this before, but we might try to get. Hopefully, this works out. We might try to get someone to call in from either Driscoll, North Dakota, or Driscoll, Texas. We've been working on that,
but he never called. But maybe we'll. Make some calls. We try to make some calls today. Hey, you think we should take an ad before we get into our music?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of got a little bit sidetracked. So
well, we sort of kind of talked about sports in a way.
A little bit, yes. Well,
not really.
Real quick. We got a minute or two, but let's get the sports out of the way right now. Super Bowl. With 4 teams left, we got San Fran. We have the Chiefs. We have the Eagles, and we have the Bengals. I think, my personal opinion, it will be Eagles versus Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I think that is something that would be very fun to watch. I think the Eagles will defeat the 49ers. I think the good story of the 49ers and Brock Purdy will end today. Brock Purdy has done a fantastic job as quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. I think he's earned a second look next year, maybe some playing time next year. I really think he's earned it. But we'll see what happens today. If the 49ers go on to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, then Brock Purdy is, I think, in my opinion, their quarterback. I will make that statement right now. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl this year, Brock Purdy is their new quarterback. I will make that statement. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is on his way out, if that happens as well. But we'll see what happens with the 49ers. They have to get through the Eagles. The Eagles are tough. And if they make it to the Super Bowl, they have to get through 2 tough teams in the Bengals and the Chiefs. So still a lot going on there. But we will find out who makes the Super Bowl today. But anyway, that is your sports for today. We'll have a better and longer sports segment next week because we got a lot to get to next weekend. A lot going on next weekend with, of course, the Super Bowl coming up and also the Daytona 500 coming up in about 2 weeks or so as well. We'll talk about that next week. But yeah, that is the sports, and I'm Joey Driscoll. Joined by Don.
Hey, Joe, one thing before we take it.
Yes.
It's real quick here.
Yeah.
I have Facebook, and they have these. They have these memories from 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Right. So driving Joey into the radio station for his shift. The show must go on. A year ago, we had that 2-foot blizzard.
Yep.
2+ feet blizzard. Remember that big snowstorm we had last year?
Yeah.
It was a year ago when it was a Saturday, I think it was. I remember driving you in, and you were able to. It was a Saturday, so Barry Sanders was able to call in and do his show.
Yeah.
And he had Mark Pacheco on too. And then and also Paul Lass was able to call in and do his show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were at the studio, but we made it in.
We made it in, yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it was fun. The drive-in.
It was fun.
I got full drive. I'm really good driving in the snow. Anyway,
I think,
really good driving in the snow. I had no problem driving in 10 feet of snow.
Didn't we have to trek through the parking lot as well? Was that the
We
day?
had to dig our way into the door. We
Yeah.
had to kick the snow out of the way to just open the door. Yeah. So it's funny how a year ago, and we haven't had much snow this year, so we've been kind of lucky in that department. But
Yeah.
it's just end of January, you got 2 feet snow dumped on you, and it's got to be Tom Brady 12 degrees next week. So anything can happen.
There is, as of right now, there's no snow with that 12 degrees. But,
That's good.
that could change. Obviously, it's
February's a
6
snowy
days
month,
away.
so just be prepared.
Yes, be prepared. February is a snowy month. We got through the January 26th date or whatever the date was there.
From 2015,
from
when
the
all that
2015,
snow just
yeah.
would not stop for
We
6
got
weeks.
through that. We got through that. That's the first hurdle.
Yeah.
Now February is the next
All
hurdle.
right.
All right. We'll be back after this commercial break here on Middleboro in Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, WVBF. I'm Joey Driscoll.
Am I breathing too heavy on the...
I don't know. I can't tell.
The only people to be able to hear it is people on the radio, huh?
I don't know. I can't tell. I'm not paying enough attention.
Oh, that's good. You're running on the floor.
I'm not paying attention to what you're doing. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. All right. 1, 5, 2, enter.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association
1,
of combat
3,
veterans from all
6.
branches of the United States Armed Forces
Good morning, everybody.
as a hobby. Our
I
mission
see
is to
people are
support those who have
watching.
defended our country.
Paul Laz, good morning, Paul.
Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor
Nathan Demers, good morning, Nathan.
many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization,
People watching, huh?
Got some people watching
veteran care
today.
facilities
Not watching?
and veteran
No.
charities. To learn more about the
I
Combat Veteran
don't think so.
Association and how
I
you
didn't
can
notice.
or support,
Anything pop up
CVMA
on that. Let's see. 7:26.
Hi, this is Mark.
Gotta mention real quick, want to just thank
Each week,
Jim
we
Markin
present
real quick.
focused information on
Oh, yeah.
legal and lifestyle issues
definitely.
that affect you and your family. It's fascinating.
Did I show you the...
fun as
Yes.
we explore
Was
all
Facebook thing?
I saw it.
Medicare rates.
That was nice, huh?
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Saturday mornings at 8,
He's a class act.
Sunday mornings at 9,
He's the
on
man.
1530 and
He loves you.
99.7 FM, WVBF, your
What's the
hometown
next
radio
commercial?
station.
403. 403. Tomorrow I gotta call Spark
Spark
Street.
Street Auto Body.
Why?
3 months is up.
Spark Street in Brockton,
3 months is up.
Offers
Oh,
the
February,
highest
you mean?
quality collision repair.
Tomorrow. 3 months is up tomorrow. I'll talk to them tomorrow.
Tomorrow ain't the last day of the
Tomorrow is the last day of the year, right?
31st.
There's 31 days in January?
Yep. You didn't know that? They go back to school.
No, I don't.
30 days.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Listen to me. 30 days in September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31 except February, which has 29, and late year makes 28. That's the same. You never heard that before?
Yes, I have,
I must be a
and
rotten dad if you didn't.
I've heard of it before, and I don't know. I always get confused. I don't know. I seem to just think that certain months have certain days in them when they don't.
30 days in September, April, June, November. You know, it's like 4 months out of 30.
Okay,
That's
so
31
this
except
is
February.
so Tuesday is the last day of the month.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So I can do my hours tomorrow. I don't have to worry about it today. I was like, I don't have to worry about that today. What am I doing? 3:20. That's what I'm doing. All right. I'll worry about that tomorrow. I'll do that tonight.
All right. Well, let's.
Anyway.
After you thank Jim, you gotta stop the music thing. Presentation on
Yes.
the break.
Yes.
And let me know, and I'll hand you the
Yes.
read.
And then
I got a little read about it. But,
we'll do LIRR last segment.
all right. Yeah.
And
Anything
then if
about
we have
Middleboro?
time, we'll do
We
something.
talking about Middleboro at all? Anything in Middleboro at all? Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if we have time. I know this is a bit of a review.
We should change the name of the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're back here on Middleboro in review. Okay, all the mics are up. Don's mic is up, and just making sure, just double checking. I just want to mention real quick. I mentioned on Thursday that the Herring Run Festival has been announced. The dates for that, the 14th and 15th of April, I believe. I don't have it right in front of me, but it is one of the days is the 15th. But I don't have that in front of me. But that is what's coming up in April. The Herring Run Festival. Those dates have been announced. I talked about that on Thursday. Still waiting on any information about Crazy Days. I know last year we learned about Crazy Days right around April or so. So still got a couple months before I think we know anything about if we're going to have Crazy Days for sure or not. I haven't seen anything online indicating either way, but we'll see what happens there for Crazy Days. But another Herring Run Festival coming up in April, the 10th annual Herring Run Festival in Middleboro, which is at Oliver Mill Park, which is right across the street from the Oliver Estate. So that should be a fun event as well. I talked a little bit about that, how important the event is. There are different things you can go and check out. Of course, the Herring Run. Herring will be there, hopefully. And you can check that out as well. And there will also be a bunch of local businesses you can check out and talk to as well. Middleboro has a lot of great local businesses. We talked a couple of weeks ago with Paul Giuseppe, who is the economic business director in Middleboro. Talked about the importance of business in Middleboro and these events as well. We talked about the importance of that a couple weeks ago on Middleboro Matters. It's very important. Don, you have a couple of thoughts.
You know when I want to talk because I lean up. I'm kind of leaning back. I'm waiting for a chair to break. It was funny. It was 2 weeks ago you had Paul on, right?
Yes.
Okay, and he did mention, and he's very good, by the way. Very, very good. He's on the ball. I was really impressed with what he had to say to you. And again, I think I called in. I usually call in Middleboro Matters. I'm in the truck, so it's really not, kind of doesn't sound that great. You know, it sounds like
it's okay.
Guy from Boston. You know? but he did mention that the economic. It's funny how that train station being a little closer, the new one, I think it's Adams Junction. What's the name of the station? Something. I'm not even sure the name of it. It's not called Middleboro. It's called Adams Junction or Adams something.
The train station, the new one?
Yeah. It's not Middleboro.
I don't know what it's going to be called.
I think it's Adams Junction. I'll look it up.
Is there a name?
Yeah, I think it's Adams Junction. I think is the name of it.
Okay.
I think so. I'll look it up. I'll look it up in a second.
I didn't notice a name.
But what I've been talking about off and on for the last year is how color coding stimulates the mind as far as transportation.
Yes.
Meaning, if you go into Boston, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners take the subway into Boston, and there's tunnels that connect the orange and green lines. They're just tunnels, but it's like you're following the green arrow or the green stripe to take you to the next location. People identify with colors. That's why the mapping systems on the MBTA are so successful. It's so easy to navigate because you go by colors. If they had a color that brought you right to almost like a Freedom Trail path in a way, but colors that connect the station to items, areas in Middleboro, people would walk it like zombies because people like paths, people like colors, people they like to follow they think about the Yellow Brick Road, the Wizard of Oz. You know, Dorothy starts walking around the circle at the beginning, right? She followed it right through the letter, then boom, she's out in the woods. But there's a couple ways you can get into Middleboro. You can take two ways from where those stairs are going to pop you out on Route 28. They're going to have to put you can walk down to the corner and cross at the lights, which would probably be the safest route. I'm not sure. I mean, who knows if they're going to put a pedestrian crosswalk right in the middle there. They might have to, but that's a busy route. But if they do, maybe even a pedestrian bridge might be ideal. And then two ways in. You can go, I believe that's Vine Street. I believe it's Vine Street. Coming up next to the tracks on the other side, crossing that other bridge. I should know my roads around here, but I don't. And coming in the back way. And then another way coming in and joining them. But just having color code paths to take you to, I just think people identify more with that. Just around Middleboro, it's kind of a lot of fun to follow a path, the Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like if you ever walk around the T, it's a lot of fun to walk through the tunnels from the orange line to the green line, because you can walk from downtown crossing to Park Street. You don't even have to jump on the train. There's a corridor that takes you to the other thing, but you get arrows and you follow the little green stripe or two. It's a lot of fun. So I think people would identify, and you get a lot of people come in from out of town, from Boston or Quincy or whatnot, and kind of make it like a carnival atmosphere in a way.
Yeah.
I think it would work out because, right to all the businesses in Middleboro, downtown, restaurants, coffee shops, boutiques, gift shops.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
Okay. Just want to take a moment as well to thank Jim Larkin. He let me do Sounds of the Emerald Isle last Sunday. He was out last Sunday. A little under the weather last Sunday, but he was out. And I was doing Sounds of the Emerald Isle for Jim Larkin last Sunday, and great experience, great and fun experience to do that. I just want to thank Jim Larkin for letting me do that once again. I did it the first time back in September, and that was also very fun as well. So again, just want to thank Jim Larkin.
The new Jay Leno. That was funny, the new Jay Leno. Because Jay Leno filled in for Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
For a number of years when Johnny Carson couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So, that was cool. Because I liked watching both. When they were both on, I liked watching both of them because I liked Johnny Carson and I liked Jay Leno. It was tough shoes to fill, if you think about it. And like you're humble. Like Jay Leno, who I have a lot of respect for, number one, as a comedian and as a person, was humble. He was a comedian. He didn't try to take over. He didn't try to make it his own. He laid back a little bit and he respected what Johnny Carson built for all those years. And I thought that was respectful. It's a respectful thing when someone passes the torch to somebody.
Yes.
You have to treat it with respect. It's somebody's baby. It's somebody's wife. Somebody's labor of love. Labor of love is a real important message to somebody because they spent a lifetime laboring over something they love. And to hand it to somebody who doesn't respect is heartbreaking. So you have to be humbling. I remember you first started, and it was a life lesson that you learned. I think and I think you did some filming for Jim. It was at the other thing, and you botched it. You messed it all up. He was mad.
Yeah, I have had in the past.
Right? No, just one time. It was just one time, but he shelved you though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he let you on the radio a little bit, just talking, but he shelved you. And I said, you still gotta go sit there and hang out with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it took a while, and then eventually, but it was a life lesson not to screw it up.
Yes.
Because it's radio. It's you just can't go in and just be you have to be focused.
Yes.
And I think that was one of the better life lessons anyone's taught you. As far as the radio business, that if you're not focused, you're not paying attention, we got to shelf you. We're going to warehouse you.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you came back. But then again, it was you had the good attitude about it because you still came and you still sat here. I think it was like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And you just sat there. And he didn't put you on the radio for 6 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever. But eventually he let you back in.
Yeah.
But you had a good. It's not like you got all mad, crying. I'm not coming back. You came back. You took your licks.
Yeah.
That's why you're a good person who can take constructive criticism. Not many people can take constructive criticism. I have a problem taking constructive criticism. You do better than I do. Constructive criticisms. It's real important, and you grow because people giving you constructive, not picking on you. They're trying to teach you.
Yes.
And sometimes the tough love method is the only method that sinks through.
Yeah.
Because you can't really baby them too much because then they're not going to want to go too far.
I wanted to mention real quick. I've run into similar things like that in TV Pro where I've had problems with a project. And it didn't pan out right, or problems for filming something, recording something. And it didn't come out right, but I didn't give up on that, and I just came back in the next project stronger than ever, doing a better job, stronger than ever. Same thing with MatCam. I work for MatCam as well. I think I've mentioned this many a time as well. Same thing. I've run into issues doing jobs and projects for MatCam as well. But I didn't give up on those. I came back for the next one stronger and better.
Something is said about having a support group of people at this radio station. They really like you and they want to see you do well. So you strive to not disappoint them. You strive to do a good job. Same with MatCam. Karen and Zach, great people. Karen, took you on. Tony Lopes took you on. Steve Callahan took you on. Everyone embraced you. So you want to do better for these people because they took a chance with you. So you don't want to let them down. And that's the way it should work. And then maybe later on in your career, you'll be teaching somebody.
Yeah.
And you hope they have the same attitude you had coming in. And you can kind of see it at first. You can really, somebody who's seasoned enough knows, because it starts out with attitude. It starts out with, the way you do things, I think. So it's just, but we're dipping in a lot of music time.
All right, let's do it. Let's do that. Because we said we were going to do that. Me and Don, before we went on the air, said we were going to do that first. And it's definitely not first on the menu.
The script went out the window, yeah?
Yes, the script went out the menu. Anyway, I'll do mine first. So today's music recommendation for me is a song by the band Bread. And the song is called Everything I Own. Originally recorded by David Gates, of course, the singer of Bread, for his band, For Bread, for the 1972 album Baby I'ma Want You. The original reached number 5 on the American Billboard Hot 100. Billboard ranked it as the 52nd song for 1972, number 52 on 100. For 1972, the entire year, Everything I Own also reached number 5 in Canada and was number 1 in the Philippines. Jamaican artist Ken Booth's reggae version of the song was also number 1 in the UK singles chart in 1974. There is a version by Boy George that reached number 1 as well in the charts in the UK, Canada, Ireland, and Norway. In 1987, Boy George's first hit and only UK number 1 hit as a solo artist was Everything I Own. So that's an interesting one there as well. A little bit about the song itself. Although initial listeners may have interpreted it as a song about a broken relationship, David Gates revealed that it was written in memory of his father, who had died in 1963 before he achieved success with Bread, according to the book 1000 UK number 1 hits as well. So there's a little bit about that. Covers of the song has been recorded by Shirley Bassey, the Cornells, Jack Jones, Ken Booth, Olivia Newton-John has a version of the song. Of course, we talked about Boy George, NSYNC, Rod Stewart, and the version I want to talk about a little bit more in depth. Recorded by Vanessa Hudgens. Again, this was the song was frequently interpreted as a romantic one and about broken relationships and things like that. And the Vanessa Hudgens one definitely goes along that lines. So the cover for that, the Vanessa Hudgens one, was in the movie Band Slam. It was performed by Vanessa Hudgens pretty much right at the end of the film. A little bit about the movie Band Slam, and I'm not going to spoil it. It's about a boy, Will Burton, who is asked to become the manager of a band started by the main character, one of the main characters in the film, who is played by Ali Michalka. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Mitcha.
Yeah, I don't think I'm saying that correctly, but moving on.
That's good. You probably got it right.
Her character is named Sam, but she, asks Will to become the manager of the band, and they, towards the end of the film, they enroll into Band Slam, and that is the major band thing that they do at the end of the film. And at the end of the film, Vanessa Hudgens, who's the singer of the band that he is, singer at the end of the film, because there's a change in that. I'm not going to spoil. But Vanessa Hudgens sings Everything I Own at the end of the film. Also in the film as well, David Bowie at the end, right at the end of the film, makes a small appearance as well. But Lisa Kudrow is in the film as well, who was a part of Friends. So it's a really good film. I would definitely suggest everyone go check it out. Great film. I definitely recommend it. Again, the version of Everything I Own in that film, it's more about broken relationships. It signifies more about a broken relationship and things like that. But it's interesting. Some of the covers, me and Don were talking about this as well, about the interpretation of the covers as well, about that. Don, you have some thoughts about this song?
I'll make it quick, and you got to take an ad because we're running out of time here. Yeah, like the original was good. I've heard the song before, and what's the name? Vanessa what?
Vanessa Hudgens.
Hutchins. I like the version, but it's busy. Horns,
a little bit.
There's a lot going on.
I will admit
it takes this. I mean, her version, which is fun. It's a lot of fun, but the original version's more stoic and sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just maybe she wanted to take a sad song and make it fun, but you're singing about something that's tragic, and the original person who wrote it.
And you listen to some of the other, covers as well, and they kind of are kind of the same kind of thing.
Right.
Rod Stewart has a version as well. It's good. It's a beautiful version too.
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing more. I want to hear the Boy George version.
Yeah,
because it was a hit, and it's funny how it was a hit.
Yeah.
So I mean,
NSYNC did one too.
Yeah.
A lot of people did it.
No, it was good. It was good. I mean, I'm just interested in hearing more versions of that song, but it's a good song. It's heartfelt song.
I think a lot of the artists who covered it had a different interpretation of what
and
the
the
song
message
meant.
on the original song is don't take people for granted. Don't take your loved ones for granted, because once they're gone forever.
And that's what
and you never hear them.
And that's what a lot of the artists were going for in the covers as well.
And same with a relationship. Same with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. You think and they walk out on you. It's devastating. It's it's hard thing to fathom, because now you're thinking, what did I do wrong? Blah blah blah. Now you reach up and it tortures. It's like tortures yourself.
Yeah.
So I mean, you always got to try to do the right thing, because people, and some people just don't tell us. There's people who are vocal, and people who aren't vocal and won't tell you. Will just leave you.
All right, it is 7:50. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll see what we can get to in the next segment. We're still going to do our Today in Histories as well. Want to talk about something as well, me and Don here. But let's get to our commercial break so we can do that. We'll be right back here on Middleboro Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, WVBF.
Let the audience know we'll do my music recognition next week.
Yes.
Just name Rush the Records, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll listen to that, and then because I want to talk about the double. I want to talk about that opening of that train station.
Yes.
Who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. If you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Massachusetts needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Okay, I don't know why that's okay. Grand
Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents
Central
of the towns of
Station,
Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations
What you
is
got?
at the lower level of
Good
the
chuck
church
ball today.
on Oak Street.
yeah, I'll give him a call.
Get him in the next couple of weeks. Oh, no, Danny's calling. When? 2 weeks from today.
Oh yeah,
We
yes.
serve approximately 500 families in our service area.
Okay.
Many of them come to us for various types of aid.
I was trying to.
You might want to mention that too.
Yeah, I
This
will.
weekend, actually.
Well, let me just
And rent assistance.
do something here.
Agency referrals.
Trying to get the articles together here.
And temporary lodging. For more
Coffee's delicious.
information,
Oh,
go to
delicious.
Coffee.
Donuts.
Middleboro.
I shouldn't be eating donuts, but I am just drinking beer, so.
Donuts are good. Donuts are good. I wasn't able to get a donut yesterday.
You know what?
I was mad. I wasn't able to get. I
I'm
wasn't
not
really.
sure what's worse, a donut or a bagel.
I wasn't really able to get. I wasn't really able to get a donut yesterday. I was mad. The place I went to,
Yep.
didn't have a lot of donut selection because they said that their production line or something was going on. Something was going on with that.
Really?
Yes.
It's always an excuse. What happened to the, having what the customer wants? That whole customer service went out the window when COVID started.
Yeah.
I did.
I agree.
Before
I
COVID,
agree.
people had everything. Now,
No, I agree.
we understood during that
Agree.
and the supply chain, but the supply chain started to come back around. The people are just ain't dealing with.
I fully agree. All right. I fully agree. All right.
Yeah, just let them know. We'll talk about that.
Yes, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now.
Time.
All right, 3, 2, 1, 0, and we're back as I turn the music down here, and I'm just gonna say that Don didn't do his music recommendation this week. He's gonna do it next week, and it's gonna be about Rush. Breakers. The song
No, the Wreckers.
The Wreckers, sorry.
The Wreckers, yeah.
The Wreckers. Very good song. It's off their final album, Clockwork Angels.
Angels,
Not Clockwork Orange, not the movie.
Not the movie, right. Well, I wasn't thinking that.
That did not come out in 2013. That came out in
1970s.
the 70s.
Yeah. And that movie was vicious, too. That was a terrible movie.
All right. Anyway. Yeah, so he's going to do that next week. What we want to finish off with, and we only have 7 minutes to do it, is Grand Central, the new station that has opened. It's called Grand Central Madison, and I'm not sure if Don, is that correct? Is that called Grand Central Madison? Is that this station?
I think so, because it's not the original footprint of the original Grand Central Station. The original Grand Central Station accommodates Metro North going to Connecticut and up the Hudson line. So I'd say that Madison, I mean, I know it's connected, via stairs or whatever, but that's probably correct. It's because it's Grand Central Terminal, but it's not the original Grand Central. It's a newer one.
Okay, so they finally opened it up after 15 years. The project cost $11 billion, but this is really important. This offers LIRR riders a shorter commute to Manhattan. Very big deal. Again, took 15 years to complete, which is a very long time, Don.
Yeah, there was a tunnel after this. I forgot the name of the tunnel, but they sunk a tunnel back in the 70s over under the East River. And I think, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, they put a subway line on the top part of the tunnel, and the Long Island Railroad runs on the bottom portion. Did it say 15 years on that? Or?
15 years.
So that original thing was at 26, was wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, it was too long.
Yes.
I've been following it.
Yes.
And it's one of the most
15.
expensive public works projects in the country's history, I believe. It's 3 3/4 mile of new trackage.
Were they building it for 15 years?
Yeah.
So maybe the 26 is adding the planning to it.
Yeah.
Maybe it took 11 years to plan. I don't know. But I don't know. I saw it a few different times. I saw that number.
Whatever. I could be wrong too. I've been following it for 10 years anyway. Pretty good. But
the building took 15.
Right.
Okay. So I mean, maybe what that article was saying was it included maybe the planning of it. Maybe the planning of it took an additional 10.
Right.
Which happens.
It's I believe it's third rail connected. No overhead cantery.
Yep.
I think I'm saying that right. And at some point, Metro North trains from the New Haven branch are going to use that facility too. Because right now the original coming in that way, I believe. But it's going to be coming a new line. They're going to be opening through parts of the Bronx, which technically Amtrak splits up with Metro North, because Metro North and Amtrak run the Northeast corridor through Connecticut, through Fairfield, and almost down south of Fairfield, and then they split. The Amtraks go more to the east, and the Metro North so they go differently, because the Metro Norths are going to Grand Central, and the Amtrak's are heading to Penn Station. But they want to have the Metro North make a few station stops along. They would build some station stops the way the Amtrak goes in those parts of the Bronx. And Senator Chuck Schumer is big on that. He's been pushing. That's been kind of his baby. They get those. I think they want 3 or 4 stations, and they could go to that Grand Central, use that alignment, that route. Because once they got the Harold, it's called Harold Interlocking, and that's where you can go either or. You can go to Penn Station, or you can go to the new Grand Central. But the original Grand Central comes in from a different line. It's just There's 3 ways in and out of Manhattan. And you think there'd be more, but Manhattan's technically small if you think about it. Yeah. And if you want to see a cab ride, the front, there's a guy on YouTube. His name's a retired rail fan. Just type that in. And he did the trip like 2 days ago, and he had a cab view. He was looking right at the thing. It was great footage. The tunnel's lit up nice. So if you want to see the beginning from, I think he went from Grand Central to Jamaica, which is, I don't know, it's a 20-minute video. But okay. It's a really good shot of the tunnels. It's lit up. It's not like the old dingy tunnels that dark like a dungeon. It's really, it almost looks like a nightclub.
Okay, at 7:59, let's very quickly do our today in history. All right, we have 2 today in histories today. 1856, Queen Victoria issues a warrant under the Royal Sign Manual that establishes the Victoria Cross to recognize acts of valor by British military personnel during the Crimean War. And in 1980, the Rubik's Cube, Don, makes its international debut at the Ideal Toy Corp in Earl's Court, London.
It's funny.
It's a big deal.
It's funny about the Rubik's Cube. I go ugh because I could never really figure it out, and I hated the people who could. You know, my buddy Carl, he could do it. My buddy Kevin too. My buddy Kevin Wayne, he used to do it in front of me. I'm like, I hate you.
All right, our birthday is 1737. Thomas Paine, English-American political activist, philosopher, and political theorist and revolutionary. 1761. Robert Gallatin, Swiss-American linguist and politician. He was the 4th United States Secretary of the Treasury. Born in Switzerland. I think he was probably the only Switzerland Secretary of the Treasury of the United States. I think so. 1945, Tom Selleck, American actor and businessman. He was in several TV shows. Blue Bloods, I think, was one of them. Great actor. Deaths. 1820, George III of the United Kingdom. 1963, Robert Frost, American poet and playwright. 1977, Freddie Prinze Sr. And 1980, Jimmy Duterte, or Duterte. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but we lost him on this day in 1980, 43 years ago today. All right, and that is it for the Middleboro Review for today, January 29th, 2023. Join us next week, where it will be February. So, bye-bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios at 14 Church Lane. We are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and W259DD.
Bye, everybody.
Middleboro Center, 99.